Central Pomerania, Chuhów district, Przelewo commune. Here in these picturesque surroundings, the headquarters of Poldanor joint stock company is based. Poldanor is an agricultural enterprise engaged in the breeding and production of pigs, production of field crops, animal feed, farm equipment, as well as renewable energy.
The fact that I have been the initiator of creating the companies Poldanor and
The shareholders in Poldanor are 80 Danish farmers who decided to use their know-how and broad farming experience in Poland. Poldanor cultivates 15,000 hectares of land in total, runs 20 pig farms and employs over 550 people. Poldanor's activities are spread over 3 Polish provinces: Pomerania, West Pomerania and Great Poland. In all, 30 different farms in 17 counties. In Poldanor, the production cycle starts in the field. The company cultivates predominantly light soil. The main crops are grain, rapeseed and corn. Geographically, the arable production is divided into 3 divisions. Parłówko in Przelewo commune with almost 5,000 hectares. Gniezno in Kalisz Pomorski commune with over 5,000 hectares. And Rzesza Pomorski in Święcino commune with nearly 3,000 hectares. The arable production is based on modern technologies and state-of-the-art agricultural machinery. One of the company's objectives is to focus on the protection of the environment. In this respect, a good example is reduced soil treatment. Poldanor was among the first enterprises in Poland to apply 600 horsepower Challenger tracked tractors and 8-meter cultivators. The technology lowers the number of field operations, which then consequently reduces the fuel consumption. The company uses crop protection products sparingly and adheres to the principle that it is better to apply a lower dose rather than harm the environment. At Poldanor, other ultra-modern land cultivation technologies are used. GPS navigation makes in-field operations more accurate, while a system used in the combiners to enable the production of detailed yield maps. As a result, it is possible to make accurate fertilization plans and enrich every square meter of soil exactly according to its needs. Thus, the company takes advantage of what's known as precision farming, which is environmentally friendly. An important part of Poldanor's environmentally friendly policy is to use slurry as a valuable organic fertilizer, which enriches the soil in accordance with fertilization plans approved beforehand by the authorities concerned. The repair and maintenance of all machinery is managed by privately owned workshops located in Gniezno and Parłówko. Each year, Poldanor's fields yield more than 50,000 tons of corn and rapeseed. Poldanor's feed grain is stored in the company's storage facilities and then transported to the feed mill in Kochawa, which produces feed for all the farms in Poldanor. The modern Kochawa feed mill manufactures around 115,000 tons of feed per year. In order to assure high-quality animal feed, Poldanor has introduced HACCP control system to strictly monitor the process. Feed quality is checked when receiving raw materials and during storage, while the production of feed mixtures is constantly monitored. All products of excellent quality are then transported to all the farms of the company. Pig production is Poldanor's main activity. Animal production takes place in 20 privately owned or rented farms. as well as contract farms, in cooperation with local farmers. The sow herd numbers 17,000 animals, with a yearly production of more than 400,000 finishers and breeding gilts. Pig production is based on high quality breeding material with a high health status and a high lean meat content. The production of pigs is based on the three-site concept, where the whole cycle is divided into 3 stages, namely sow, weaner and finisher farms. Poldanor takes great care of animal welfare, which also gives better production results. The animals are cared for by Poldanor's qualified staff. Another important objective is assuring proper sanitary and veterinary conditions, in other words biosecurity, to guarantee a high health status and improve production efficiency. The majority of Poldanor farms are required to obtain what's known as IPPC permissions, which confirm that all farms use the best available techniques to protect the environment. High quality finishers are willingly brought to the meat processing plants all over Poland, but most animals are sent to Prime Food Meat Processing Plant in Przechlewo. Every week, the modern Prime Food Plant receives around 9,000 pigs, and their meat products are sold in Poland and abroad. Poldanor also has a beef cattle farm. The herd numbers almost 200 animals and is situated in Zegrze Pomorski. The production structure and large distances between the farms require an efficient transport department. Poldanor has different trucks to transport animals, crops and feed. In total, Poldanor has more than 30 trucks and a number of specialised trailers. Each week, around 25,000 pigs, 4,000 tons of raw materials and feed is transported. Poldanor has always given priority to the protection of the natural environment. In the past 13 years, the company has introduced a great deal of ingenious solutions to carry on agricultural production and at the same time respect the environment. Poldanor was among the first in Poland to apply slurry to the soil with toad hoses and to store liquid manure in tightly covered tanks under constant monitoring. Poldanor was the first company in Poland to build a modern farm biogas plant in Pałówko in 2005, for which it was awarded with the Pomerania Hit 2006 prize. In biogas plants, methane is obtained through fermentation of manure, which is then burnt in engines to produce electricity and heat. This green energy is used in Poldanor, while the excess amounts are sold to the electricity distribution companies. One of the benefits of slurry degassing is a considerable reduction in displeasing smells. Thus, by producing green energy, Poldanor contributes to the reduction of the greenhouse effect. In the coming 3 to 5 years, the company intends to build another 14 biogas plants. Poldanor operates on state-owned farms, which require extensive repair and investment in new technologies. To do that, the company established its own building division and service centre in Unichowiec. Thus, 100 extra jobs were created, and the department provides the whole company with concrete and metal equipment for the barns, construction and repair work, as well as providing the accompanying infrastructure. Ultra-modern machinery and technologies, along with renovated buildings and top-quality genetic materials, are not enough to achieve a success. Poldanor's main assets are well-motivated and qualified employees who find working in Poldanor inspiring and challenging. A good salary is not enough to create an attractive and motivating work environment. The inspiring atmosphere is made through an open dialogue with employees and also trust, confidence and personal development. The company has more than 540 people on the payroll from over a dozen counties in Pomerania and Great Poland. Poldanor has lately set a goal to focus on raising employees' qualifications and launched a wide-ranging training project called PAMA. The PAMA Training Centre trains Poldanor's employees in efficient management and from 2008 in modern pig and plant production. Courses are held by experienced lecturers from Poland and abroad, as well as Poldanor's own employees. Poldanor builds up a well-motivated team of employees by a number of social events, which are a perfect opportunity to get to know each other, not only on a professional basis. Poldanor's numerous investments in its employees' development has drawn public attention, which brought about the Solid Employer 2006 in Pomerania Award. Poldanor's numerous investments in its employees' development has drawn public attention, which brought about the Solid Employer 2006 in Pomerania Award. Poldanor makes a great effort to remain a credible and respected partner of the local community. Responsibility for colleagues and neighbours ought to be built on trust and mutual respect. Poldanor's strategy is to contribute to the development of local infrastructure, to create attractive jobs and promote international cultural integration. The company's mission includes, among other things, responsibility for the natural environment and cooperation with the local community, which is implemented in a number of ways. Co-financing of the modernisation of local roads and infrastructure. Sponsoring sports clubs. Sponsoring cultural events. Sponsoring events for children and young people. Sponsoring various environment-oriented initiatives. Financial assistance to disabled and sick people. Poldanor has always aspired to participate in the development of the Polish agricultural sector. The company has established close cooperation with farmers on the following subjects: purchase of grain, contracted pig production, subleasing of soil, contracts for slurry fertilization, cooperation and secondary and higher education establishments specializing in agriculture, guidance in production technologies. Poldanor's up-to-date and sustainable agriculture has received recognition, and the company has been given a number of awards and honours. The company has always been determined to carry on modern model farming and to establish higher standards. In the future, Poldanor will focus on the development of new production technologies, renewable energy production at farm biogas plants, as well as a constant improvement of employees' qualifications, so that the company may hold the position as the leading agricultural enterprise in Poland and meet